Hey guys, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host today, Lucas, with my two co-hosts.
Kyle.
Scott.
All right, that sounded really crappy. Anyways, just a short disclaimer before we start anything. We did record this episode yesterday, and Kyle's poor planning and misjudgment leaded it to getting all messed up. So if we seem a little low energy, it's because we have already kind of talked about some of these topics. So just kind of stay aware about that. Anyways, we're gonna jump straight into it with just a few announcements before we kind of get into the topics. The podcast Patreon is coming out Thursday, February 13th. So, if you
Wait, what does that mean? The time that they're listening to it, it's already back out.
yeah. So people that have noticed it was gone. It's back now. That was my bad. I regret nothing though. But yeah. So just know that Patreon's coming back out. And low energy mainly just because we're just already talked about these topics. Like we were so sentimental last time, and now we're gonna be so just boring.
Yeah, yesterday we really put our heart and our souls into this episode, and now today it's gonna be all crap because of Kyle.
I mean,
I
Scott
can't
did
believe this.
alerts, so luckily it did. I'm kind of glad it did get deleted because you guys don't deserve to know what happens yet. To anyone who listens to the beginning of the podcast, we appreciate that. First of all, we'd also appreciate it more if you full on listen to the full thing, just went through your everyday life, maybe with just an AirPod in one ear. We really appreciate it if you'd actually listen to the full thing. I know everybody's schedule kind of works differently, but when you have that free time, we really appreciate it. All right, now that we have the disclaimers and announcements out, I feel like we should
Wait, there's still more announcements to be made. Kyle and I both have announcements.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle. You can go first.
I'm pregnant with Scott's child.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm going to get a needle.
Go ahead, Kyle. Make your
announcement. I'm going to get a needle full of espresso and shove it down your arteries.
Jesus Christ. You think I won't like that? No, but...
Kyle was concerned. He was like, Jesus Christ.
Anyways, I think I remember what it is, Scott. Is it, new gameplay for me? Like the South Park
I figured we
Snow Day?
could announce the game. Yeah, I can announce the gameplay right now. So we don't have to think about it.
Once I get my controller back from Scott, then I might make a gameplay too, but probably not.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah. So, new gameplay on the Patreon once we get all of it set up again. From me, and then Scott, what's your announcement?
And then I also have gameplay about to be started. Except mine's gonna be even cooler because I'll have a face cam. And yeah. But I'll be starting a new playthrough of Cyberpunk. And I'm pretty excited about that.
Alright, now that we got these nerds out of the way, let's actually start.
Hang on.
Okay,
I will also have a webcam, okay? Just you wait.
Mm-hmm.
I have a webcam for the PS5 specifically, not to flex.
And I have a webcam that works on my PS4 and my computer, so I can stream whatever game I want.
I technically do too. I have 3 different webcams. It's weird. All right. Anyways, Lucas.
I have a cheap $20 Walmart one. It's not very good, but it gets the job done.
I'm pretty sure mine's ridiculously expensive for no good reason. But yeah.
I'll trade you.
I don't know. My $350 headphones broke, so I mean, well, there's that.
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah,
I know.
I can't believe you, Lucas. You're so irresponsible.
Dude, it's not my fault. The mic just went out, and like, I mean, there's still audio, but now it like barely turns on. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Like, it broke just outside its warranty, so it's not like I'm gonna get a new one.
All right. Anyways, though.
You guys are done with your announcements?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Now that these losers out of the way, let's actually start. First topic, Valentine's Day. I believe we're releasing it out on Friday, so yeah, it would be Valentine's Day when we release it, right?
Wait, that means Valentine's Day special.
Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh!
this is the
Oh my
Valentine's Day
god,
show.
I'm gonna bust a nut.
I'm gonna cut. Why'd you
Dude.
guys get so quiet?
Shut up! I had you guys on speaker.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Ow.
yeah, Valentine's Day. That's coming up. Me and Kyle, we're gonna be spending Valentine's Day together. Friday to Saturday. Scott's. What are you gonna be doing?
I had the day off from school for sure because it was already scheduled. But my mom won't be home because I'm at my dad's, so my stepmom won't be home because she's got a meeting for school. So I'll pretty much have the day to myself. I don't know what I'll do. Probably sit in my room, sad, depressed. Probably play some Cyberpunk.
No girl to spend it with.
Nope.
Damn.
Nope, because my last episode we kept hinting towards the fact, but we were supposed to talk about it, we never did. Did you guys realize that?
I never said nothing because I was just gonna let you say it on your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to say it, and then Kyle was like, "All right, we should wrap this up."
Oh, my bad. Are we doing
No, it was fine.
Valentine's Day
Well, go ahead,
slash?
make your announcement, Scott.
What?
Go ahead, make your announcement, Scott.
Oh yeah, I got rejected. She said no, and so I spent like how long was I at the school for? I don't know, but we had a school dance. I got rejected at the school dance, and I spent like 4 hours alone just sitting there playing Block Blast on my phone.
Yeah, it's right after I left too. So they were at Scott's house that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was pretty bummed by that, but
No support for you.
Yeah. Things happen.
That's why this episode isn't just called Valentine's Day Special. It's also called the X Show Part 2. You're gonna hear Scott say some fun words.
No, we are not talking about the X Show Part 2.
Never want my episode to be called X Show. That name has such a bad reputation on here.
All right.
We should do like an actual X Show Part 2, though. You know how funny that'd be?
Yeah, if you're gonna say it again. Like, come on.
Yeah. And if Lucas steals my pants and throws them in the car or whatever,
I threw it under.
did I pull up a clip?
I'll find a different word to say. I'll find a different word to say to bring up the popularity again.
Oh, I've got a word for you right here.
Anyways,
Queer.
let's get back on track. So, like, I'm just overall just gonna wish you guys one very, very happy Valentine's Day. Best of wishes. If you're single, screw you. Today's not about you.
Yeah.
That feels targeted.
Wait,
Wait, all three of us are single.
Actually, me and Kyle will be together, so
Yeah.
we won't be.
You guys want to have a threesome?
No, you're not even gonna be there.
You guys want to see my feet? That's what you sound like, Scott.
But anyways,
You know what? I'll call you guys.
Anyways, you don't want to. On to the next thing I want to kind of talk about. The Super Bowl. So like, I hope we all at least know what went on in the Super Bowl. The Eagles had a magnificent win, 40-22. Like what was kind of our opinions on that? Like I watched the game. Did you guys?
I didn't watch the game, but I was pretty happy that the Chiefs didn't win. 'Cause I absolutely hate the Chiefs.
So you're just
But what?
so you're just a Taylor hater.
Yeah.
You're a loser. Anyways,
I know.
Kyle, what about you?
Mustard.
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Yeah,
And who were we all rooting for? I was rooting for Eagles, obviously. Scott was rooting for Eagles. What were
Eagles,
you?
Eagles, baby.
All right, yeah, Eagles win. We're happy.
Let's go, Philadelphia.
I know you're already destroyed since the win. Wish you luck. Anyways, on the topic of the Super Bowl, the halftime show, absolutely amazing performance by Kendrick. What did we think? What did we think?
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I know, like right after he won all those Grammys, like yeah, bro.
Lots of
This is like
culture within that thing, within the.
Yeah.
I forgot to unmute myself.
well, yeah,
I was talking. I was wondering why you guys kept interrupting.
Yeah, definitely that's a culture. I definitely think that the show had a deep meaning, especially at the certain part.
With Serena Williams crip walking while Uncle Samuel Jackson is just like, oh man, you gotta turn that down. So I thought that was
Yeah,
kind of funny, to be honest.
I thought the halftime show was really good. Anyone who hated on it, you're a loser. And you really just didn't look past like the overall front of the music to see the deep message it was trying to leave.
Yeah. Get a life and a wife, you cuck.
All right. We did go deep into social division at this part when we recorded it the first time, but I'm not really feeling like going on a rant right now.
That's a first.
Yeah, I know. I just like I feel like I ranted myself out last episode, so like the main gist of what I was trying to say was the people who were hating on the halftime show were all 50 or older and white, and they were just like, Kid Rock would have been way better. And I just don't think they realized that it would have been the same situation, just swapped around, because they would have enjoyed it then. But like the minority would have not liked it.
Yeah.
That's basically a very, very short summary of what I was trying to say.
Yeah. I might have to timestamp
I am
it.
not kidding when I say this. That topic that they just summed up in the original episode we recorded probably took about 10 minutes.
It was like
10,
20.
20 minutes.
I was very angry.
Here, let me timestamp this moment at like 13:30, we'll say, and I'll put the picture of, because I was keeping track of everything with timestamps. It was no joke over 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, that's yeah, it was quite a. It's definitely a subject. So
Yeah, and like
yeah,
me and Lucas got into it. I can't remember if Scott did too much, but yeah, it was.
No, I was pretty distracted at that time.
It was
That, and I
first
didn't know
season.
too much about the topic, so I didn't really want to butt in if I didn't know too much.
It was first season version ranting. Like it was almost no holding back, and Lucas was holding back. That's the thing. So
yeah. Well, I'm not trying to full on call everyone like bad things. I'm just like, it's something that's important to me, and I wanted to get it out, let my statement like be out. I knew it wasn't gonna get edited too, so I knew what I was gonna say was gonna be out there, and I was ready for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what Lucas is trying to set up is he wanted to let himself come out. Lucas wanted to come out.
I'm gonna come.
What did I say about last episode? Last time we recorded, What did I say? Stop self-projecting.
Okay.
Anyways,
I forgot about that.
but yeah. So I really just narrowed it down right there. But that's because I spent like 20 minutes like ranting about the whole thing last night. So kind of got that out of my system. But anyways, we're gonna kind of go on to some interesting things, like just like kind of like how's life going? How are we enjoying life? If I haven't mentioned it yet, which I don't think I have, this is the third to last episode. We're in the final 3. So like how are we feeling?
Big 3, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm pretty upset. Like, I'm slowly starting to like gain more and more realization to like how close to we are to like ending this whole thing, and to think that there's only actually going to be one more host before we have our big final episode. After this episode, Kyle will be the final host. He was the first, and now he's going to be the final host.
I'm here to
And
And then
finish
we'll have
where I
our big
started.
final episode.
And I was the second, and I'm the second to last host.
Yeah, and we cut Scott's first episode.
Yeah. and Scott was before me, and we had to cut it a week later, so it kind of worked out.
And guess what, guys? Once the premiere of our final episode is done, you can go to the Patreon, go to the free tier, and actually hear both Scott's first episode and Scott's most controversial episode, the extra uncensored.
We don't know how to make a free tier yet, but if you go to the exclusive tier and spend the most money, aka $5,
Well,
$5, you will get that
Lucas,
extra exclusive.
keep in mind, I do know how to make the videos free.
Yeah, but I don't. I want to make money though. I want money though.
Come on, just one special exception to cancel
I
Scott.
think that's Lucas's main like thing about this. Do you guys remember when this podcast was first made and Lucas was like all big on how we're gonna start making money?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
And he said
I was trying to relate to. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take all the money and I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, that was Lucas's goal from the get-go. If you don't remember, Lucas straight out announced that, like, when we first started, that he was going to take all the money and he was going to give us, like, a small portion or none. I was going to get none. Kyle would get, like, a very small portion.
Yeah.
And then he just dipped.
Replay clip here.
Couldn't find the clip. Am I actually going through and finding the clip?
Yeah, you make the part where so you can hear it. We have to find out which episode.
Kyle's going to have a busy day then.
Yeah.
He's got what? It comes out at 6:30, so he's got like little over 24 hours.
Yeah. I've got like
less some contractors after this.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait.
He got even less.
Yeah, that actually does sound fun. I know I was planning on recording, but you guys thankfully talked me out of it because I actually really do want to focus on having fun instead of, that. So I just want to thank you, Scott, for being reasonable with me and getting me to a point where I could see why it was a bad idea. So
yeah, I just apologize because that kind of did start a fight. I would call it a minimum fight, but it was still a fight nonetheless, and I still apologize for that.
Yeah, just for a little context, these guys were fighting before the episode, and I was in the middle of shoveling with sandals on. So
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
ghetto shit, dog.
And he was screaming at a tree because it kept throwing snow on his yard.
No, on the driveway, I was already shoveling. Anyways, Scott, be prepared because I've been playing Split Second VR. And if you don't know what that is, it's where you play a police captain, and you're in a high stakes hostage operation.
Oh yeah, I played that demo. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finally beat hard mode.
I got really close to beating hard mode, and then I die at the very end every time.
Oh no, because it's on site now. I have made it's to the point where I'm able to use a pistol in hard mode now.
I only use a pistol just because it feels more realistic to me.
Well, I'll use
And I
the
prefer running pistol.
long range, and you also have to use the shotgun to break open doors. I've been working on my aim in that game. I've learned how to reload as fast as I can. You should have seen some of the moves I've done. I've finally learned how to use cover to my advantage.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, we're like to end this episode anyways because we have some plans.
I'm trying to shorten this up so that we can get this episode done. So, any viewers, just know, your wallets to me, and I just want money. That's
Yeah.
Anyways,
That sums up Lucas's whole goal of this whole podcast.
Yeah, that's like my whole goal of the podcast, to make like a paycheck. I don't think I'm ever gonna make that, so that's why I'm moving to Patreon, because at least I can actually make money.
We're gonna get no one on there, and it's gonna
Yeah, no one's gonna buy it. It's just the fact that it's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm pretty excited for it. The Patreon though. I'm gonna convince everyone I know to buy it.
Once we start getting it in more of like a set situation, then yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. And then one thing I did mention first time we were recording is the possible reboot of the podcast, but as seniors. Because I know this is like where we're ending it up soon. But maybe if our schedules prevail and we are actually like decent enough, we could probably do it as seniors. And I think that would be an interesting little reboot.
Yeah, but I feel like bringing back the podcast, like not instantly, obviously, but like in a couple of years, bringing back the podcast, be a pretty nice way to like bring back some cool memories.
Yeah. This is the part where we all get super sentimental. You know what I'm saying? So I'm crying, man. God damn it.
Yeah, we are all like so reminiscent. First time recording.
Yeah.
We were talking about the first episode and all our memories and
yeah. We got.
Last episode, my phone cut out because I was holding on to the power button the whole time, and the next thing you know, it turned on to Apple support, and I had to wait a couple minutes for that. I think for my phone to go back to normal.
Yeah. That's also while Lucas was cut out or whatever when I paused the recording, which I think that's why it ended up cutting you guys out. I don't know. But anyways, that's when me and Scott really got deep into like video games and like how to stream and such. I think he had some pretty interesting things when it comes to streaming. So
Well, we're never gonna hear about it.
I've done my fair share of streaming. Like when Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach came out, like the DLC for it, I streamed that for like 2 days, and I had fun doing it because like I didn't have many views. Obviously, I had like 1 or 2 people, but that like 1 or 2 people that pop into the chat, it would always be so nice. It'd be nice to see it.
You gotta get one of those YouTubers that like support small Twitch creators.
No, I'm so small they don't even know about me.
Dude, I think
like the women.
I would never be a guy. I'd probably be the Mr. Take guy. Like I'd probably take things from the homeless. Hey, see 2,000 people with their sight? Nah, I just took it. Like, and I'd give it to people who are blind their whole lives, and I'd make the moral question: was it the right thing to do to give the gift that someone who had never got to experience had it, and the people who've had it and took it for granted got it taken away? I'd make that moral dilemma for everyone.
interesting.
To make people question whether if I'm a good guy or not. I'm not, but you still question.
Yeah, he money launders from our podcast.
We don't make any money.
From me.
Once we start making money, I'm taking the first paycheck. of 2 cents.
No, I take it. I've obviously put in the most work.
What, talking about talking? No.
That was
Literally,
the. I still have to do my segment. You know what? Final episode. Talking about talking. Whole episode. 4 hours.
my episode. My episode.
We'll make that we'll make that the first topic. Okay?
Wow.
Talking
Get all
about
our
talking
viewers
skills.
out there.
That's what we'll be talking about talking skills. That's what we'll do.
We're
We'll
gonna
give
make
you-
that the last because I feel like people are gonna start leaving once they get bored.
Yeah, they're gonna start leaving, and then they're gonna miss the grand finale, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. The grand final.
Going live on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just want to go through a little bit of history before we end this episode off. Garage in the Basement. If you don't remember, I'm about to explain our name and a little bit just about our story, you know? Garage in the Basement. Very, very sentimental name for us, with the factor that garage and basement. With the garage being where our conversations had become more serious and we were able to make more standard conversations and really get along. That's where our friendship kind of blossomed in that part. And then the basement where we started the podcast. So I'm gonna kind of let these guys take it away when we talk about when I start storytelling, just to make their own comments. So where did we all meet up? Like when did we all become pals?
I think it was 8th grade year. Science.
grade.
It was science class when we all first met.
Yeah.
I
Scott,
forget
by
what
the
we
way,
were doing.
Scott, I'm gonna screenshot this and put it at the timestamp of 26:49.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
He just said, you have to look at the screen to see it.
Yeah, he sent a text to us.
Timestamp
Anyway.
26:49. Scott beating meat. Here we go. All right. Anyways, continue.
But
Um,
it was science. It was science. We were pairing up for groups for the parachute project.
oh yeah, that's
You guys
right.
remember that? And it was me and this guy named Tucker, and then you guys came over and like all 4 of us want to be in a group.
I thought it was just me. I thought it was me and you, and then Tucker.
No, it was me. No, that was for the
Oh, that was for the
parachute.
trebuchet.
Yeah, it was for the trebuchet. Yeah, that's because I kept getting angry at Tucker for his because he
Not
kept
paying
saying
attention.
ideas that I had already told him or disproved to him on how they wouldn't work, and he's like, "No, we have to." Yeah, but parachute project. All 4 of the 4 of us. Oh, excuse me. I think that's where Kyle and I started really connecting because we were just talking about the group, and then Lucas came up to me in band class a few days after we started pairing up, or after we paired up. You remember that, Lucas?
Oh yeah. And I walked up to Scott and I'm like, hey. Context with the fact that me and Scott may have grouped up, but we barely know each other other than that, you know?
I've only
I
met
met
him a
him-
few times when we were in this group, and he
I
just
met him-
comes up to me in one of our classes and
hold
just
up.
says,
Hold up. I met him one time before like 8th grade. 7th grade, beginning like the halfway through the year. He sat down at my table. I saw him and I was like, what a loser. And like I didn't say it in front of his face, but I really thought it. And I made fun of him too with my friends. Not knowing
I
that he
didn't.
was such a big part of my later on years.
Never
I
judge
didn't
a
know that
book-
was. I sat at his table until actually like a couple months ago. I don't think
You
it was
You
end
sat
of
at
8th
my-
grade when I found out.
you sat at my table and I just secretly thought, what a loser. Get out of my table. Like I
Lucas.
wanted you gone.
Lucas,
I
you
wanted
should
you gone.
never judge a book by its cover unless it has red hair.
That's what I was doing. I was judging it by the red hair.
I'm gonna quote
But
that.
anyway, back to the band. I walk up to Scott, you know, and I'm like, yo, Scott, you just sit next to me at lunch. Promise I won't touch you. And I just walk away.
Kenny, He walked away. Not a single. He didn't even let me respond. He just said those were. He didn't even tell me where the lunch table was. It was. He literally just said. He just said, "Come sit with me at lunch," and I promise I won't touch you. And I trusted him. I
What
put
a
my
lie.
trust in a man that said he wouldn't trust me, and he lied.
Oh yeah, I mean, it took me a while, but then I started touching. You know,
Oh,
you
and there was the time you asked for my number. It was so funny. We were like, we were. I think we were talking about hanging out sometime, and I gave you my phone number, and then as soon as I gave you it, you were like, "Big mistake, pal." It was
Yeah,
so funny because he was laughing and smiling, and all of a sudden his face dropped, and he's like, "You shouldn't have done that."
dude. Yeah, dude, I remember this shit. Yeah, like, I was quite the devious crash out. Um, I remember for Kyle. I don't know if you remember it, but like, and when it was we were going to the Mexican restaurant for Spanish class, and then I just like I left to go to use the restroom at band, and and I showed up like last minute, right before we left for the thing.
Yeah, dude, that was actually hilarious. Cause I showed up like almost late too. Cause me, Scott, or not Scott, me and Lucas. Was there anyone else from our band class that had to go on that trip?
I don't. I think it was just us.
Yeah, so it was like the two weird kids who sit next to each other, kinda. I was a chair away from him, not to brag, because I was clarinet. And like I
On the side of the room.
I raise my hand or get up and tell the teacher or whatever, hey, I've got to go for this Spanish class thing. We're going on a field trip or whatever. She's like, oh, okay. And so I pack up, put everything in my band locker, and then leave. And I'm like jogging it down the hall because, the class is right there. And then I get there and I see Lucas come around the other corner. He's like, oh shit, are we about to leave? He like runs. He sprints all the way down the hall to the band room and just frantically starts packing his shit. Like, did you explain to anyone what was going on?
Not a word. I just grabbed my stuff and left.
Comes back from the bathroom, packs up and leaves, dude. That's
Yeah.
what they
So
saw.
yeah, bro. I I I totally forgot about the whole Mexican restaurant thing, and I was like, oh yeah, we're about to go. I gotta get my stuff gone.
Yeah, dude, that trip was actually kind of embarrassing for me. Like going over, because my mom was in the car, and like it was me, Nicky Poo, 48. That's his TikTok handle. If you want to go check it out, we've had him on the podcast before. Go check out the first season. And it was me,
I
him,
hate that guy.
I think
I'm
Wesley,
just kidding.
and then two girls.
Oh,
Now, my mom, I kept thinking she was gonna start making fun of me because there were two girls in the car. If that makes sense, like teasing me or whatever. Like, hey, why don't you go talk to him or whatever? But I really messed things up when I like turn around, like phone in hand, because I was gonna play music. I go, "Hey guys, is it okay if I play explicit music?" Not realizing how that sounds.
oh
But
God.
to them, it probably sounded like, "Hey, is it okay if I play either like heavy metal rock or some really explicit hip hop lyrics?" I was talking about like Spanish music. Because I didn't really know which words would be bad or not to them, like which they could understand. So they probably don't know anything still when it comes to Spanish cursing and everything. But I just felt so embarrassed afterwards because then Nick is like, well, what if you just play like some Beatles or something, like the Beatles? He goes, and the rest of the car is like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, shit. Just like turning around on my phone. God damn it.
You see, I didn't know the people I was in the car with. I just knew it was a really nice Tesla, and I just got in a conversation with them. I forget who I was in the car with, but I don't know. I was just chatting with them.
Dude, you lucky son of a gun.
Well, you know how I am, though. I'm able to get in conversations with random people and kind of just pull it off.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
so I
that
kind
is
of just, and we were all chatting. Even the mom was chiming in. Like we were
yeah.
just kind of having a good time.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about Lucas is if you want him to be your wingman at something, like one of his main things is being able to just talk with people. So
Yeah,
like
I can talk.
what?
One of my favorite hobbies is walking up to random people in the school and acting like I know them, and I just be like, "Yo, remember me?" And
Well, you're
then
gonna die now. Bam.
and they start tweaking out like, what, like, because they don't know who I am, and it's just like the fact that like if someone just walked up to you like full on like remembering you, I make sure to know their name too. So I just full up straight up said their name like I know them, like, yo, Joseph, how are you, man? Remember me? You know, you have zero clue who I am. What are you gonna do?
Start tweaking.
I know.
Start absolutely geeking my shit.
Exactly. And that's what I want you to do. So, yeah, that's like one of my best qualities. I'm able to speak very well. I'm, unless it comes to certain situations, I guess. But, yeah. But yeah, so we all have a we kind of just got caught off track. Oh,
Yeah.
ooh yeah. Big 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 stuff to talk about. And yeah, we're gonna start speeding this up. Uh, past all that, you know, we have an established relationship at this point, and then they come over to sleep, to spend the night. You know, so it's me, Scott, and Kyle, and we're in the garage and we're playing video games right now, or we're playing video games at that point, and we just start talking, and we start talking really deep, and next you know we start talking for a while, and
And then we shut off the console.
yeah, we shut
Yeah.
off the console, turned off our phones, and we just started getting really deep into this conversation.
Yeah.
My brother walked in and I shoot him out. Like I was like, you gotta get out. Like like just
2
get
hours
out.
2 hours deep in a convo and his brother comes in. Lucas is like, "Yeah, we're fine," because his brother wanted to know if we were fine, obviously. And like in a nice way, just kind of goes, "Get the fuck out. We're talking."
And so yeah, he left. I locked the door and then we just go back to talking.
And then we humped each other.
Anyway, well, we do that all the time. Anyways, um, so our initial friendship started building more and more after that point, you know, and then after a little bit, we go to Kyle's house. We're hanging out in the basement. Next thing you know, he's like, "You want to do a podcast?" Next thing you know, we pull out some uncomfortable chairs. While he gets
Really
this
creepy too.
soft, comfortable desk chair, pulls out this microphone, turns on his computer, and next you know, that's how the podcast started.
You
Yeah.
guys remember when we used to Kyle used to hand make the music that used to play at the beginning of every episode? He
He
used to hand make all of that.
no way.
Well, not hand make it, but like he'd use his computer and he'd like put in
He
each like bit apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
he would we would pick out the songs that we wanted. I remember
Yeah.
we spent like 30 minutes picking out the four tracks we wanted in the first episode.
Yeah. I would sample like the same 4 parts. They were like 8 measures long from like what was it? We spent 10 minutes going through a catalog of like what 50 songs I think,
Yeah,
and then we picked out like the most
played
calming, the
we
most
like played from, and then we just kind of like we kind of went with like more like it's like calm tropical kind of vibes for the first episode, I think.
yeah.
Well, anyways, but yeah, like that's kind of like how our podcast started. So with the garage, you know, being where our conversations kind of bloomed, because we did the first 2 episodes in the basement, and then we moved on to doing a lot of episodes in the garage. You know, but like that's how.
I think in total. Go ahead.
That's kind of how our podcast kind of like bloomed. That was just a quick history lesson with me.
Yeah, I think in total though we've only actually done like 4 episodes in the basement. I mean, I've done a lot of episodes in my basement, but in Kyle's basement we've only done like 4.
I think we've done 2 unless I missed some. I don't know.
Well, and then we did 2 of them without you because we did 2 of them with Henry, but you couldn't make it at the end of 8th grade.
It probably makes sense. Yeah, I remember the week that you were gone, or the few weeks that you were gone for track.
Yeah.
And we started just doing the living room. But yeah, you know, we're
yeah, and then I listened to the episodes and I freaked out on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't trust you guys making episodes without me.
And that's where the rulebook came from.
Yeah, that's where we made the rule book. So we could make regulations. But anyways,
when one host and another host decide to have a special guest on, Scott yells at you.
You're darn tootin'.
That was a lot of awkward silence.
You know, so like it was just kind of like a base like statement for our podcast, Garage and Basement, with the 2 most iconic locations of our friendship. And you know, we went outside I think one time for the 3rd episode, which if you actually paid attention was cut because we said some things we regret and we didn't want that getting posted after we posted it, so we deleted it and we did a quick run through of what we said, like topic wise, not like the bad things we said, and kind of and we just called it the day for that.
Yeah, you mean you and
I don't even remember what we talked about at this point.
I remember.
Should I timestamp this or just wait? You know, I'll text it to the group chat.
We just kind of got really serious and a little bit political, and it was just like,
yeah, Scott started talking politics, guys. You really have to like think about that. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying right now. It just doesn't sound right.
I talked politics?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about...
I need you guys to send me those topics. Like,
no,
I don't remember what we talked about.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it after we're done recording.
Yeah. Well, anyways, speaking of which, we should probably wrap it up if we're gonna play contractors.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, let's start wrapping this up, guys. Anyways, if you've watched this far, you know, tell us the timestamp. You know, we'd really like to be in. We're really interested. We want a lot of interaction. Like, comment down below, like stuff you are gonna do Valentine's Day. But, you know, we really appreciate the people who listen, and you know, we overall love this community we've built. We really appreciate you guys, and you know, the final 3. With my episode being the final 3, I'm very honored, and I just have to say a humble goodbye.
You know, I want to make a quick.
We're gonna have to go. All right, go ahead.
I'd like to make a quick remark. So even though this podcast we talk about the topics, but that's not really the full goal. Our goal, not really the goal, but like something we'd like is if you would start commenting on those topics too. Like, it's kind of like a way of you engaging in our conversations. We that's what we want to hear.
That's a really big thing. We really want engagement. Like maybe even give us a topic to talk about. Like, you know, like that's something like where we're really just like, we want some interaction. You know, we really appreciate if you would. And I mean, you know, obviously your choice. But you know, we appreciate everyone who listens, watches. You know, obviously everybody can't always just watch the full thing, but we really appreciate it if you did. All right. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. For something that I was trying to make short today, this ended up being pretty long. We really do appreciate this and this community that we've built. You know, just wow. You know, the fact that we're wrapping this up pretty soon, and it's just, you know, it's kind of crazy to think that soon enough this will be done, and you know, obviously we're still gonna have the Patreon, and we're gonna try our best to make an effort to keep things going, but you know, we just gotta keep pushing. Anyways, thank you for listening to the podcast. This is a goodbye from Lucas on the 3rd episode. Goodbye.
We 3, 2, 1. Lucas, get off
Lucas,
the
get off the
skateboard.
skateboard.